Hey everybody, SPAZ the CD Junkie here for a special edition of CD Junkie. This is called Whack-A-Mole, and this actually started a few months back. My friend Matthew Street did it as a response video to one of his YouTube friends who isn't one of my YouTube friends. So Matthew, if you can, maybe in the comments, write who originally started this. But the whole gist of it is basically pull 5 random CDs off of your shelves and then talk about those 5 random CDs, whatever memory you have of them, or you know, whatever you know about them, and you know, obviously just make it brief. Now, of course, I didn't want anybody to see me walking through the room, so I basically had to go pull the 5 CDs, put them behind my back, and then avert my eyes while I put them in this box here. So in this box, I have my 5 Whack-A-Mole CDs. So I'm going to pull them out one at a time. I have no idea which CDs these are. I really did not even get a glimpse of any of these CDs because that would kind of be cheating. And of course, I don't want to lie to you, my viewers. So I'm going to go ahead and open this. I'm opening my Whack-A-Mole box, and it contains 5 CDs, 5 random CDs that I pulled off the shelf. I'm probably going to have to use my glasses on this, so pardon me, it's my reading glasses. So here we go with Whack-A-Mole CD number 1. What CD is it? It is Oingo Boingo. Skeletons in the Closet. This is the A&M Records best of. Everybody knows Danny Elfman because of all of his movie scores, but if you were in Orange County in LA, basically Southern California, maybe even all of California, you were very familiar with Oingo Boingo because they were huge on stations like KROQ and 91X and stuff. And this is actually, in my opinion, their best era, their A&M Records releases. And of course, this has like some of my favorites on this is On the Outside, and I'm looking to see if this has Private Lives on here. There's another song they had on a 10-inch IRS Records, which is also one of my favorites, but that's not on here, obviously. But yeah, here's the tracks there. Oingo Boingo, very quirky. You know, when Oingo Boingo first started, I always said that, oh boy, they sound like they're totally influenced by XTC. But then now that I go back and listen to them, it's not like that at all. It doesn't sound anything like XTC. So let's see what number 2 Whack-A-Mole CD is. And that is... Think Man. Life is a full-time occupation. Think Man is actually Rupert Hine. He's best known for producing things like The Fix, Tina Turner, Stevie Nicks. He's done Rush. He produced a Rush album. He's a great producer, but he's also a great artist. And his solo albums are absolutely fantastic. They're not that dissimilar from The Fix. You know, he did add a lot of his own personality into the Fix records. They sound different enough, but in fact, what he did is he put out, like, I think on A&M Records, he put out a couple solo albums on A&M, then he had one on Island, and then what he did is he continued to put out his solo albums, but he put them out under a band name, Think Man. And if you look at the back picture here, you'll see a picture of a band. Rupert is there. Now, these 3 guys are basically just guys who are in the picture. He made it look like it was a band, but it was basically Rupert Hine solo albums. Very eclectic. It's electronic synth pop, but he's a very creative guy. He's been around since the early 70s. He was in a band called Quantum Jump. And they had a great song called The Lone Ranger. And then his solo stuff, he hasn't put out a solo album in like, 25 years or something. And I'm still waiting for one because he's truly, his albums are mind-blowing. If you like synth pop, but they're more artsy. They're smart. They're eccentric, eclectic. So that's Think Man. Life is a full-time occupation. This was actually the 3rd and final Think Man album. But all of them are worthwhile. Let's see. Whack-A-Mole CD number 3 is Balance. Balance is an AOR band. And of course, AOR, a lot of people don't like AOR, but it's great melodic arena rock. melodic rock, whatever you want to call it, the kind of stuff that got played on FM radio, compared to bands like, let's say, I don't want to say they sound like them, but they're up there with like the REO Speedwagons of the world and the Journey and stuff. These guys are really creative, great musicians, and this has 2 bonus tracks. It's on the Rock Candy label, and I think this was actually their second album. So that is a fun record. If you like AOR, I happen to love AOR. I've got REO Speedwagon and Foreigner and Journey and stuff too. I don't talk about them in the videos, but that's just because maybe I'm saving it all up for, but is it AOR? Anyway, let's go to Whack-A-Mole number 4. Whack-A-Mole number 4 is Bob Segarini, Goodbye L.A. This great record. The first album was Segarini, Gotta Have Pop. And that sort of took me by surprise because I saw this album when I walked into Licorice Pizza, and it was called Gotta Have Pop, and it was on Bomb Records. Not Bump, but Bomb Records. But I thought, well, if it's got the same first 3 letters as Bomb Records, so I'm going to buy this because it's on Bomb Records. I didn't know who Bob Segarini was. I didn't know about his history. He has quite a history. Please look him up on the internet because he's a hugely talented guy. But Segarini, Goodbye L.A. This is the second album on Bomb Records, and it's loaded with lots of great stuff. There's some bonus tracks on there as well. This was a reissue on Bullseye Records. And let me see here, songs that I love on here. A lot of music fans are going to love. I like the Beatles, but my baby loves the Rolling Stones. Hardly Know Her Name makes me melt every time. Odd Couples is a great song. In fact, I love Odd Couples. You see Day and Night, I'm having a nervous breakdown. Teenage Love, Please, 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 which is the cover of the Ducks Deluxe song. Great record. Good. Segarini. It's actually Bob Segarini, but he put it out under the name Segarini because it's the name of the band, because he worked with pretty much the same band on each album. And Goodbye L.A., and that's available on CD. You can get that from Bullseye Records. Now let's go into Whack-A-Mole number 5, the last one for this episode. And that is going to be Wham Fantastic. Should I be embarrassed? No, I'm not embarrassed at all. The reason I actually own this and bought this is because this actually has, if you notice, it has a couple bonus tracks on it. They're instrumental versions of songs. So it's got the Ray of Sunshine instrumental remix. It's got Love Machine instrumental remix. And it's got Nothing Looks the Same in the Light instrumental remix. And all 3 of those are not on the American version. And of course, I got it for $4.99, so I was quite happy about that. And of course, it says Wham and not Wham UK. Fantastic! I actually, as a pop album, I think the next album, the one with Wake Me Up Before You Go, I don't even remember the name of it now. I don't own it. But I think that album was actually a better pop album. But this does have Ray of Sunshine, which is cool. Love Machine, a cover version. Wham Rap, Club Tropicana sort of pointed the direction of what the next album was going to go. So anyway, that is it. And that's it for this episode of Whack-A-Mole. Like I said, I was kind of surprised. A lot of people are going to go, Wham? But hey, what the heck? I'm a pop lover. Anyway, that's it. I appreciate you hanging out. Remember to like, comment, share, subscribe, and remember to always know that we're going through these troubled times, but you are not alone. We are all going through it together. I know people are saying we're in this together. People sometimes need to be reminded that they are not alone, that we are all struggling and we are all dealing with this in varying ways, but we are all dealing with it. So remember to share your thoughts with each other about this. Call your friends, keep in contact, contact me, contact the people next door to me. Just do whatever you can to help you get through it, and we will all make it through. So until the next time, my name is SPAZ, and I'm a CD junkie.